Hey, my name is Mike Kleist. I want to talk a little bit about Ground Rush today. What is it? Where can you get it? All right, let me take you on a ride. Okay, I'm a skydiver. That means I jump out of an airplane, I have a lot of fun in free fall, do a little rock and roll with a friend, or just fly around a little bit by myself. Then the parachute opens, and then the real fun starts. Because with a lot of experience, thousands of skydives, the landings get more and more interesting. You jump smaller parachutes that are more aggressive in their flying characteristics, and then it's all about the landing. We call it swooping. You speed the parachute up with a spiral turn into a vertical dive, and then you pull the parachute out of the dive into a horizontal line close to the ground, sometimes over water, sometimes just over ground. A couple of years ago, they started with competitions in this discipline, and they don't call it swooping, they call it canopy piloting. And canopy piloting consists of 3 disciplines. First is distance. You come out of the dive, you go through a 150-meter gate, and then just take it as far as you can. The second discipline is speed. You come out of your dive, and you have to take it around the curve, 75 degrees, and 70 meters is the whole distance. The time is measured from entry to the finish gate. And the third discipline is zone accuracy. You have to drag your foot through the water to get the points for the gates on the water, and then you have to land in the best zone possible. Usually it's about this zone here. A bonus discipline is freestyle. Here you just show your best move and have a lot of fun under the canopy. You can drag like Superman, you can do a lazy boy, or you can do a blind man, like here, turning yourself around 180 degrees and then coming back for the landing. So in swooping or canopy piloting, you for sure get a ground rush, but you only get one, and for a very limited amount of time. So we thought, how can we extend the time? How can we make it longer? So we found a mountain that has the same angle as the parachute glides, and then we just swoop down the mountain. So we created mountain swooping, as we called it. You still jump out of an airplane, and you get the mountain from the very peak. You can fly it all the way down. We started with a Nissan, and that one has a real nice entry gate at the top. We also found some more famous mountains like the Eiger right behind me. It has a really nice ridge, and you can really play with the ground, play with the mountain, and mountain swoop it all the way down. Mountain swooping is still skydiving, but it also means you have to pack the parachute every time you jump it, and you need an aircraft to take you up. When I first heard about the concept of speed flying, I couldn't believe it. It was like a dream come true. You can ground launch your canopy either by running, or you can put on your skis and even get faster speeds that way. And once you get to the ground, you just stash the wing in the back and go back up with a lift. Awesome! Cheap! Sweet! The greatest sport ever! Well, don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about speed riding here. Speed riding is a whole different game. That really comes from free riding, so it's more about skiing than flying. You really have to take out the whole speed to really stay on the ground and carve it. It's very technical, but it's also very dangerous. But it's awesome to watch the guys that really know how to do it, like Dominik Wicki or Uli Kerstenholz. Those guys are so good on skis, they even take the Speed Flyer backwards through a fun park. But that's not for me. I'm talking about speed flying. Like, I'm getting old. My body is worn out after a day of skiing. But in speed flying, I just sit in a harness and you carve around and you just touch down gently after the ride. But it's a flash for the head. You really can pick your track like a roller coaster that you can build through the terrain and really play with the elements, play with the mountain, and just contour flying through channels and very close to the ground. With skis you can even touch down, ride a little bit, and then just back in the air, flying again. It's also way more safer than speed riding because you're not getting mixed up with the skis, especially in a terrain where you really don't want to fall. I don't even attempt to touch down most of the time. I'm just happy flying close to the ground, through channels, through mountains, through trees, and getting my ground rush. Also in speed flying, we now have some competitions, like on the Swiss Nationals here. There it's all about speed again, being as fast as you can. There's some riding gates where you have to ride on skis. There's some flying gates where you have to fly through. And there are some touchdown fields where you have to touch down. Okay, that's my point of view on speed flying, canopy piloting and swooping. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I also hope you got a ground rush out of the film.